Hello, Facebook friends. Well, I'm in Collinsville, Illinois. I was just with you. We had some technical issue, and so we had to start this from the top. I'm at Collinsville High School. There is legislation that's in the Illinois legislature that would force school districts like this to get rid of logos. And here's what's happening. Logos that depict Indian tribes, like here in Collinsville High School, they have the Kahoks. That's a fictitious Indian tribe, but that would still have to be removed. Doing so, complying with this law, if it becomes law, would cost the Collinsville School District some $2 million. And you know how a lot of schools are stretched for cash right now for teachers and everything else. Well, they'd have to spend a lot of that money. Like I said, this one school district, $2 million, just taking up this logo. Look, it's there. It's on a football field. Look at there. It's there again. So you have to go through and take this out everywhere it is, because somebody decided that they didn't want anything that depicts Indian tribes. This would be statewide. So this would be school districts all throughout Illinois, and a number of schools within this area. I've talked to a number of people who are against this. Derrick Keith Cox is the Collinsville Township Supervisor. Hello, Derrick. How are you? We're going to try this again and see if this works. Hopefully nobody will call and interrupt.
Well, want to welcome you, Elliot, to my hometown here in Collinsville. We call this the Purple Palace, and we're the home of the Kahoks, and it is a fictitious tribe.
What's your reaction to this?
Oh, it's ridiculous. There's hundreds and hundreds of things that legislators could be doing in the state of Illinois to help actually taxpayers. We're already taxed to death. This is not one of them, all right? This is changing the logo and some cases the names of high schools and middle schools' name if it depicts an Indian tribe. Ours is fictitious, which is the Kahoks, because we live next to Cahokia Mounds, one of the largest Native American cities in the world at one time. And even the association's Native American Guardian Association out of Washington, D.C., they're against this bill as well, because they think that having mascots and this is a show of respect, and it keeps their memory and their legacy around.
Who came up with this? So we're talking about how much would it cost for Collinsville to comply with this?
Well, this is just one part. We're looking at the gym floor, which is only 1 year old, okay? We would have to strip the entire floor and change whatever the new mascot and logo is. We also have a beautiful football stadium with turf in. It has the big logo in the middle of the field. Everywhere you go, Elliot, you'll see signs. You'll see wrappings on doors. All that will have to be replaced. Our athletic director says it will be at least $2 million just here in Collinsville. We have a middle school right up the road, the Warriors. That would have to be changed as well. Granite City's in the same predicament. They have the Warriors. Mascot has the Indians. Their high schools all came out to a big rally, I guess it was about a week and a half ago, all against this bill, HB 1237.
Collinsville alone would spend how much?
$2 million just in Collinsville alone. And this isn't in our budget, okay? So this would have to be put in. And on the other side, the legislators are saying, well, we'll give you a few years to make these changes. No big deal. That money still is going to have to go to the taxpayers. The local property taxes will have to be raised to cover this.
So that's money that could be spent on teachers and in the classroom.
Absolutely, or kept in the taxpayer's pocket. Okay, because this is already a brand new floor.
So this would be statewide.
Statewide, they're estimating between $100 and $150 million that this would cost the taxpayers.
Who came up with this idea?
I'm still trying to figure it out. I mean, I don't like to speculate. It was party lines. We have a governor that really seems like that he's running for president, so I think that this might be an idea that maybe he's trying to jockey himself to run. I don't know, but right now it passed the House, it's in the Senate, and we really need residents. We've been collecting signatures, and I know every community has been. We need residents to come out and oppose this bill by either signing. We're going to be at the American Legion Friday, tomorrow evening for the Fish Fry. I know hundreds of people come through there. But also to call the number, I think it's on your post, of the Senator Hilton. Yeah, it's Senator Hilton. And she's Suzy Hilton, and her number is 217-782-8148. And you can just call and, you can be respectful and everything, but let her know that this is not, what we need as Illinoisans and as taxpayers here. There's better ways to spend the money, and to drop this. Let it go. Because if it doesn't come out of committee, it doesn't make it to the Senate floor, there is no vote. So that's where we're at right now. We're trying to stop it.
What's been the reaction of district superintendents to this?
Everybody that I've talked to, in person, of course there's a little bit on Facebook, right. There's some opposition, but all the superintendents are absolutely against. And the other thing is that I would say, talking to people, this is a 90-10 issue, 95-5 issue. Also, what about our legacy?
When you say 95-5, what do you mean?
Meaning they're opposed to this. Residents in this community are absolutely opposed to this. This logo and mascot's been around for it's coming up on 100 years next year. Will be our 100th anniversary. I graduated from here. There's so many thousands of proud Kahoks and proud Indians, proud warriors out there, and this is a sign. This is their legacy as well, over the last 100 years that we don't want to lose. Our history.
Are you surprised the legislature came up with this, even though it's Illinois?
That was my first instinct. I was like, no, that can't be true. It's just going to go away. This is just some crazy person up in Chicago talking. And then I'm like, it actually passed. It made it to the floor and it passed, and that's how it works. Yeah, it passed in the state house, and so right now, I'm not. There's a good chance it will go through. But we, as citizens and taxpayers and superintendents and township supervisors and mayors, we all need to voice our opinion that we don't want this. And I'm also going to say this. We have a state representative, Katie Stewart, who voted against this. I appreciate that. But I would ask Katie to talk to her colleagues, her Democrat colleagues, and let them know that this isn't the bill for Illinois. This isn't where her constituents want, and not just to be opposed of it when it comes to vote, but make her voice be heard. I'm asking Katie, make your voice be heard that you're against this to your other Democrat colleagues.
This really hurts taxpayers, doesn't it?
100%.
And once again, you were saying there's not opposition from the Indian community to this.
No, and if there was, I'd like to know where they're at.
Organization again,
the Native American Guardian Association came out against this bill because they believe this keeps the memory and the legacy of the Native Americans around. We also have an endorsement from the Western Cherokee Nation here in Collinsville that they like the logo, they like the mascot. Where are these Indian chiefs located that are against this? And again, if you would tell us where these folks are, if they're in Nebraska or wherever, let's go talk to them. And but that's not part of the discussion right now.
So any idea who came up with this? How this got going?
No, I get, my opinion is that's my opinion. I think that we have a governor that's jockeying to run for president, and he's trying to come up with his own issues to be maybe as far left or farther left than some of his competitors running for president. But that's my idea.
Was this an issue, though?
Well, no, it's never been an issue. To my knowledge, it's never been an issue. I've never been approached by any individual ever. I went to school here. I announced the football games here. That has that this is racist or any problems at all with our mascot or our logo. Not at all.
You were shocked to hear this.
Absolutely. It makes me mad because it's my hard-earned tax dollars, and if you live in Illinois, you'll understand what I'm saying. We are taxed to death. If you would see what our property taxes are, this is one thing that we just cannot afford right now. Our gas. When you leave here, check out our gas prices. That's just one thing. We're spending 30-40 cents more on a gallon of gas. Everything here in Illinois is taxed more.
And once again, you're saying this is money that can be used for teachers in the classrooms, for a whole lot of things in the school.
That's right.
And parents could really benefit from.
Parents and students could benefit from. Why in the world would you want to rip up this beautiful or strip this beautiful gym floor, our beautiful Kahoks Stadium, the turf? I could go on and on, Elliot, of why it doesn't make any sense. And I cannot tell you why they would want to do this. and that's what, again, I would ask our state representative to speak out on this as well, because she did vote no against the bill, but the Democrats have such control in the state of Illinois, those couple of no votes, it didn't matter. They had some to spare.
What are you asking residents to do?
I'm asking residents to call the Senator Hilton's office up, and the number's on your post here, and let her know your opposition to this bill. Also asking everybody, when you see a petition, to sign it. We're all around town. We're getting signatures, and we're going to deliver those to Springfield here in the next week or so. We're waiting to see what happens in this committee. And also, we have a list of different names. There's 5 people on the committee, and we're trying to get those committee members to say, no, we don't want this issue, and basically it doesn't move out of committee.
Who are those people on the committee?
And I can put this on the post, but it's Senator Aquino, Senator Murphy, Senator Turner, and Senator Anderson. These 5 folks, and they all have their phone numbers. I can give you that list or put it in the comments, but you can get it right here too, and maybe you get a
We'll put it in the comments. I don't think I can get that
picture right there. But
Yeah.
those are the ones who will be deciding and voting whether to move it, and you need 3 votes, I assume, to move it out of committee. Once it moves out of committee, then it goes to the Senate.
Are you getting any feeling of how residents are feeling statewide, like in the Chicago and other areas like that?
I don't get a feeling of that, but I can
Of course,
only...
Chicago has its own problems.
Right, yeah. I mean, I can only imagine in any community that this happens to, they're going to be absolutely against it, because this is just unnecessary waste of taxpayers' money that nobody's complaining about. This isn't an issue. We could be and should be spending our money, our hard-earned money, on better things like educating our youth.
Well, we'll see. And residents, you're asking them to weigh in on it, because obviously
We need your voice. We can't just, and that's why I feel obligated to speak out on this as well. You know, as an elected official, we all need to stick up and let our voice be heard, because if we don't and it just goes through, then you can't gripe about it afterwards. It's just like when you vote. You got to vote. If you don't vote, then you can't complain afterwards. So we need to make our voices heard that this is not what we want.
Derrick, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Elliot.
Appreciate it. Okay, there you heard the Collinsville Township Supervisor. There's Derrick Keith Cox talking about the legislation that has passed the House, is now in the Senate committee. Essentially, what it will do is force these schools to get rid of the logo if they depict an Indian tribes or Indians in any kind of way, shape, or form, with a headdress or anything like that. They'd have to get rid of it, and we talked about it, and we showed you essentially that just like this one school, Collinsville High School, they've got a new gym here, and they'd have to rip up this floor, and also at another school, middle school, and look at this. All this would have to change, and so the estimated cost, $2 million just for Collinsville School District to do this. And so this would impact like 89 school districts in the state of Illinois, and the cost could be something like $150 million statewide to do all this. And so that is something that is a big issue, huge issue here, because it's going to impact just a lot of schools, and it's impacting a lot of schools that have other issues. As you know, schools have issues with trying to get enough teachers, and also just the cost of education. And this is, obviously it doesn't seem like an essential issue, especially when you don't have really a lot of people complaining about it. And that's the whole issue. Who came up with this? We don't know yet. I'm going to find that out. So any event, I've provided the name of the senator to call. This is posted in this story, so you can kind of read that, and you can give that person a call and just let them know what you're thinking about all this, because certainly it is a hugely questionable deal here in Illinois that's going to hit taxpayers hard. I'm going to stay on top of this deal. My Facebook friend.